everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name's Casey if you're new here, and in today's video we're going to be speaking about things I regret buying when Flynn was a newborn. I just want to state before we start anything, these are just my opinions. You can have a different opinion to me, that's fine. I'm not saying that you shouldn't use them. I'm just saying that these products personally just didn't work out for me and I feel like I just wasted my money on them, and every baby's different at the end of the day. So the first thing that I feel like we wasted money on was getting a nappy bin. So we have the Tommy Tippy Twist and Click. Bin itself was £14, which doesn't seem too bad, but the refills are where the money adds up. Because obviously as the baby gets bigger, less nappies can actually fit in because the nappy size goes up and the content goes up. So when he was a newborn it was alright because it was convenient, it was just next to us, we chuck him in and it lasted quite a while, but now we can literally put 2-3 days worth in and it's full, and then you have to refill it constantly and everything. And so the package we got, I think it cost £45 in total, and we got the bin and 6 refills. So I've just googled it, and for the refills you get 3 in the pack and that's £16 just for those 3 refills, which I think is pretty expensive. They don't last that long and it's just easier to stick your nappies in a nappy bag and just chuck them in the bin. It really is. It's more convenient, it's less money. You know, you've always got a bin. Downstairs, we just chuck it in the bin and off we go. Whereas, because the nappy bin's upstairs, so if we were changing them downstairs, we'd have to come all the way up here just to put it in the bin. And it just really didn't seem worth it. The next thing that I regret buying was loads of Johnson's baby products. Like the bath stuff, the bedtime bath and everything. We used them on him. Obviously not when he was newborn, a week old or whatever, because we just used plain water and cotton wool like you're supposed to. But then we started using the baby bath and the shampoo and everything, and it reacted with his skin. Flynn actually has baby eczema, and Johnson's products don't agree with his baby eczema. They're all fragranced, they smell lovely, but at the end of the day it's reacting with his skin, and I'm not going to put my baby through that for the scent. We actually now use the Child's Farm products, and we're finding those to be better for him. They're fragrance free, they're suited for sensitive skin. I kind of wish I'd waited until Flynn was born first to test products out, and then once we find something that was suitable for us, then stock up rather than stocking up before the baby's born, because every baby is different and something that may work for us may not work for somebody else, if that makes sense. So in the future, I know, don't stock up on a load of the same products, for example like Johnson's, because it may not work out for you. The next thing on my list we have quite a lot of, and to be honest a lot of these we didn't buy, we got given to us. But it's the bandana bibs. They look really cute, don't get me wrong, and they're fine when he was really small because they weren't small on him at all. They were the right size. They just look really uncomfortable, and now because he's grown they're really small on him and they end up just being like this, and it doesn't really help because he still gets milk all over his outfits and stuff. Another thing that I regret buying, I didn't necessarily buy all of them, I got a lot of them given as I say, but is a lot of blankets. Flynn has so many blankets and some of them we've not even used. The other day we were going through his boxes of clothes and his sheets for his cot and everything, and there's some blankets in there that I've not seen since when I was pregnant. You just don't use loads of blankets. Fair enough having a few, but we've got an excessive amount of blankets. I also regret getting a lot of shoes. They look super cute, but they just don't wear them. They don't need to wear them, they can't walk, so what's the point in having socks? Yeah, we're constantly having to look for socks. But the shoes, they look super cute, but the only time we've ever used them is when he's in his carrier. We don't want to just put socks on him in case they fall off, so we put shoes over that just to protect his feet, because his feet dangle down, you know, the body carriers. But when he's in his pram, he don't need them. When he's at home, he don't need them. So I also regret stocking up on a load of the, you know, the pre-made formula bottles with the sterilised teats that are just attached to them. They're great for the hospital. We took them in our hospital bag and we used them. And we used them when he was a week old and everything, which were perfect. But it's so much cheaper and so much easier just to make the bottles yourself at home with the powder, if you're not breastfeeding, obviously. I personally didn't want to breastfeed, so I had to find what to use with the bottles. We used the Cow and Gate formula, which we found has worked really well for us, but yeah, I just wish I'd gone to the powder sooner, because Flynn prefers having warm bottles anyway, and when it was the pre-made stuff we were just giving it to him straight so he wasn't warming it up. So I reckon it would have probably worked for us a bit longer if we were warming it up, but we just found it easier to use our prep machine eventually and just use that, and I wish we'd started using it sooner. I also regret getting a load, well, we were given a lot of these again, but a load of Sleepsuits that have feet. His feet grew super fast and they didn't fit into any of his Sleepsuits, so we were having to put him in Sleepsuits that were too big for him just so his feet would fit. So I wish we'd been able to find a lot more Sleepsuits that didn't have feet, so we could put like socks, bedtime socks on him. We have some socks that are specifically for bedtime, they're quite thick. Or just in his sleeping bag. I wish we'd also started using sleeping bags sooner. We've only recently started using sleeping bags, and that's because he's now in like a big cot, whereas before he was in a next to me. And yeah, sleeping bags, they're just amazing. I 100% recommend getting sleeping bags. And linking to the next to me thing actually, I kind of regret having a Moses basket. It was convenient when he was born because a lot of the time we had to sleep downstairs because it was way too hot. He was born in summer. It was way too hot in our room and it was way too hot for us, let alone him. So we sat downstairs where it was cooler and the Moses basket was easier to carry from downstairs. But the next to me was such a lifesaver. I will never stop recommending the next to me. Honestly, just the best things ever. And you can use that from newborn and it's totally fine. So yeah, if you want to get something that's going to last longer, because Moses baskets they tend to grow out of quite fast, whereas the next to me can be up to 6 months. Flynn's not 6 months yet, but we've taken him out of it and put it in a cot because he's really long. But yeah, I totally recommend getting the next to me because it'll last you so much longer as well. The next to me also doubles as like a travel cot. Ours came in like a bag, so the legs like detach off it and you put it all in a bag and it's easy to take with you. It's got handles and everything, so yeah, totally 100% recommend the next to me. These next couple aren't necessarily things I've bought, but one of my newborn regrets was not thinking about getting a newborn photo shoot sooner. We did get one. We got one at 2 weeks with the amazing Ellen Photography. If you want to check her out and give her a follow, I'm going to leave her links below. I'm going to try, I'll insert some photos now. Flynn's had 2 photo shoots with Lauren, and he's had a Christmas one, which was more recently, and he had his newborn one. And honestly, I couldn't recommend her anymore. She was absolutely incredible and so affordable too, because I find a lot of these photo shoots are really pricey, whereas hers are just so affordable and such good quality. She came out to us, everything was done in our own home, we didn't have to leave anywhere. Flynn was exactly 2 weeks old when he had his photo shoot, and we only thought about getting one done literally the day before. So I'd messaged her, like, I can't remember, I think it was a Tuesday. I messaged her the Tuesday, and no, I messaged her the Monday, and she came on the Tuesday morning. So the Monday afternoon to the Tuesday morning, which I think was amazing. But yeah, I wish we'd thought about it sooner, so he was more sleepy and smaller and stuff. I'm so glad we got one. I'm really lucky that we did get one, but it's one of the things I do regret. I wish we'd thought about it sooner. And linking to photos, I wish I'd taken a photo, asked my boyfriend to take a photo or a small video when Flynn was literally first born, when he was seconds old or minutes old, because the first photo I had with my son was an hour after, maybe a bit more. And I don't know, I see all these like real and raw photos of people that people take as soon as their babies are born, and they're absolutely beautiful. And I didn't have that because I think it was because my labour was so quick, and they spent so much time stitching me up afterwards that there was such a big delay. We hadn't even taken a photo together before FaceTiming our families. I think it was just something that slipped our minds. So next time I definitely want to do that. I want to get a photo as quickly as I can, because honestly those photos that I see online that people have taken like straight after are gorgeous. And the last thing on my list, which was just personal to me, because I know a lot of people would think, oh my god, is she crazy, but it's buying a lot of breast pads. I didn't breastfeed, as I mentioned earlier on in the video, and I felt after birth I needed them, like I needed a couple, but I didn't need them a lot at all. I barely used them. I had so many left over. Luckily I've got a friend that's pregnant, so I've given her them for when she was birth. But yeah, I just didn't use them. The pain after birth when you aren't breastfeeding is horrible. But as soon as that went, like, it was fine. As soon as my milk had dried up, I didn't need them whatsoever. And I bought a lot because everyone was like, oh my god, make sure you've got breast pads. But personally, I didn't need them as much as I thought I would. I wish I'd stocked up on the maternity pads more though, because I did get a reasonable amount of maternity pads, but when they say you can't use regular pads, they mean it. You can't use regular pads. You definitely need maternity pads. Not just because of the amount of blood loss, but also I found the comfort side of things. They're so much thicker and they're a lot comfier than what a regular pad would be. But yeah, that's the end of this video. I hope you've all enjoyed. If you have liked it, please give me a like below and maybe subscribe. If you want to leave any comments or video ideas, I'd love to hear them, or any feedback or your personal opinions on what you regret getting for your newborn. I would love to hear it. All my social media links will be down below, and I'll probably put them on screen now for you anyway. If you want to go check me out on my other platforms, I'm on TikTok quite a bit and Instagram. If you want to check me out over there, I'll see you soon. Bye.